Tonight on Eagle Angle, we get an exclusive interview with Dr. Jones on the new Kicker Lab.
Hear from a Holocaust survivor ahead of the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz.
Learn the latest on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's break from their royal duties and titles.
Plus, Nick Rogers is in the entertainment corner.
And Trinity Carpenter gives your sports report. Hello and welcome to Eagle Angle. I'm Reagan Meyer.
I'm Elijah Johnson. Eagle Angle is a student-produced newscast live from the campus of Oklahoma Christian University.
The new Kicker Performance Lab is getting ready for its official opening, and our very own Becca Kashurik got an exclusive interview with Dr. Heath Jones on this state-of-the-art facility. Let's take a look. We're with Dr. Heath Jones to talk about the new Kicker Performance Lab. Thank you for joining me.
Yes.
So just tell me a little bit about what the Kicker Lab is.
The Kicker Lab serves multiple purposes. It's a recording studio. It's also, we have an Alienware computer that has VR on it, and it has Unity and Unreal programs on it. We also have a recording studio, digital Raven 2 it's called, and it's a digital recording console that uses Pro Tools and also Logic.
So what kind of projects can students make hands-on in this lab?
Well, we're starting a project. The chorale was chosen as the Oklahoma College State Honor Ensemble, and they will be singing tomorrow night. We're going to be recording them while they're in Adams Recital Hall. We're recording over Ethernet to here, and we'll be recording on this console in this room. Also, the team game students, they did their final projects in here last semester, and they did those in VR, and they were on the screen while they were also wearing the Rift, Oculus Rift S headset.
Is this lab going to be available for all students to use, or is it for specific classes within majors?
We're still working on that. This lab, it has this wall of boom, which is 32,000 watts. It's kind of like an engineering lab and a chemistry lab where sometimes supervision is needed, but we're thinking of it more for final projects, but also to give exposure to students. We have kind of a smaller version of this, which is the Tippins studio, and we're developing it also.
So tell me a little bit about when it will be officially opened.
The official opening date is Friday, February 7th, but we're going to plan on bringing some students in here. I've also done some kind of mock things using the VR game Beat Saber, but I'm planning on doing a competition and inviting some students to compete for that.
What will having a high-tech lab like this mean for students at OC?
Oh, multiple things. We're able to record in 5.1 surround sound. Another thing, we got a big donation from a medical doctor, Jay Adams, and he donated $20,000 in studio equipment. So we're able to do upper end recordings in here, game development, music for any type of CD recording or streaming or putting on the web.
Awesome.
So everything audio.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for watching Eagle Angle.
This year marks the 25th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. The act of terrorism on April 19, 1995 caused pain and loss in the community still felt today. The Oklahoma City Thunder wants everyone to learn about this day and find out why the city is bonded together by paying for your admission ticket to the OKC National Memorial and Museum. The Memorial and Museum are free to everyone on the 25th day of each month in 2020, beginning in just a few days on January 25th. Thunder Vice President Christine Burney said, quote, "Our hope is that these days will bring in guests who may not otherwise have the chance to visit the grounds and museum, and that they learn something new to share with their community," end quote. The team will also wear a City Edition uniform a total of 10 times throughout the remainder of the season in support.
Memorial Road Church of Christ is excited to host Lee Strobel at their event, Facing Doubt, a Conversation with Lee Strobel. Strobel is an award-winning legal editor of the Chicago Tribune and a best-selling author of over 20 books. This event will address difficult questions like how to react when you start to have doubts in your faith. Strobel's books have sold more than 16 million copies around the globe. In his most recent book, The Case for Grace, also won the 2016 Nonfiction Book of the Year from the EPCA. The event is free of charge and will take place February 8th at 6:30 p.m. We'd love to see you there.
A story that will interest theater fans looking to put their skills into action. The OC Theater Company announced the start of their annual playwriting competition. Plays should be approximately 10 minutes in length, and scripts should be between 5 and 10 pages long. The script should explore a relationship or event from a Christian perspective. All plays must be submitted by Monday, February 24th at noon to qualify. Winners will be selected by March 2nd and staged at the Play Festival and Judd Theater in April. Cash prizes are available. If you have any questions, email anna.wilcox@oc.edu. All of the guidelines are an attachment in your student announcements.
If you have any stories you want us to report on, email our producer at becca.kashorek@eagles.oc.edu. Now for our national news. Next Monday marks 75 years since the liberation of the Nazi death camp Auschwitz. As the anniversary approaches, one survivor remembers the terrible screams at night. CNN's Melissa Bell reports from Auschwitz, and we must warn you, her report contains some images that are graphic.
The screaming at night was just unbelievable. We still didn't understand why they didn't kill us and be finished. Why did we have to suffer so much?
Ziggy Schipper was only 14 when he arrived in Auschwitz-Birkenau in the summer of 1944. Now 90, he spends most of his time speaking about what he saw. Like the moment the doors of his cattle train opened onto the camp, some went straight to the gas chambers. For the others, the suffering was just beginning.
The guards came over to them and asked them to put the baby down. She wouldn't do it. So they tried to rip that baby out of her arms. And if they didn't succeed, they shot the woman and sometimes the baby as well. Why kill babies? Why don't you give them enough food? I ask the children when I speak, I ask the grown-ups, tell me something, have we learned? And everybody says no.
But these pictures had shocked the world 75 years ago. They were captured by Red Army soldiers as they liberated Poles, Russians, Romas, homosexuals and Jews. 90% of the 1.1 million people who died in the camp were Jewish.
It is both the scale and the depth of human suffering here that are really hard to fathom. However, what happened behind these fences is still within living memory, but only just. With Auschwitz marking the 75th anniversary of its liberation, and with the recent rise in anti-Semitic attacks both in the United States and in locations here in Europe, the question is whether collective memory can ever last longer than a single lifetime.
These school kids are being shown around by Jeanette Kolinka, a 94-year-old French survivor of Birkenau. Isn't it difficult to come back? Asks one student. No, she replies, my feelings never made it out of here.
Hearing it from people that have lived it, that were like, this was a living hell. They were tortured. You really have to be tolerant and accept people as they are, because nobody deserves this.
It is that message of broader tolerance that drives Ziggy to speak as often as he can about what he saw.
I said, whatever you do, don't hate. Hate is the worst thing you can do. Never mind what nationality they are, what religion. To me, everybody is the same. We are just human beings.
And yet, anti-Semitism in the United States is at near historic levels, according to the Anti-Defamation League. And worldwide, anti-Semitic attacks rose by 13% in 2018, according to Tel Aviv University.
It's not for me that I'm worried, for my children, for my grandchildren, for my great-grandchildren. But, you know, we mustn't give up. You've got to think it'll change, you've got to. But we need the people to do something about it. And that's why we speak. We must not forget.
Melissa Bell, CNN, Auschwitz-Birkenau.
Prince Harry is speaking out for the first time on why he and his wife Meghan are stepping back from their royal duties. This comes after Buckingham Palace made the stunning announcement the couple would no longer represent the Queen or be working members of the royal family. With great sadness, the Duke of Sussex spoke at a charity event on Sunday about why he believes he had no other option but to walk away. The couple has talked about splitting their time between the UK and North America, but many questions remain regarding what their future will look like. CNN's royal correspondent Max Foster takes a look at what's changing and how the Queen is responding.
This was meant to be the slimmed-down monarchy of the future, but this week it became even slimmer, with Prince Harry effectively abdicating his royal role. This is what tourists outside Buckingham Palace had to say about it.
I think it was brave of them to do. I'm glad they could do that and feel comfortable with themselves, and that they have their blessing from Grandma.
The Queen's remarkable statement on Saturday was written as a grandmother. Harry, Meghan and Archie will always be much loved members of my family, she wrote. But arguably, it's also a peace treaty, reaching out to Meghan, who clearly hasn't enjoyed royal life. Her Majesty said she's particularly proud of how Meghan has so quickly become one of the family. But the warm tone of this statement belies the steeliness beneath it. The Sussexes had earlier declared that they would be starting to carve out a progressive new role within this institution. The Queen rejected that and made them choose whether they wanted to stay or go. The couple agreed to give up their royal roles altogether. They'll stop using their full titles and they'll repay the millions they were given to renovate their home in Windsor. There are still discussions ongoing about whether they should be allowed to continue using their brand, Sussex Royal. In return, they get what they craved for most: freedom to live their lives how and where they want to. And they'll be able to sign commercial deals without getting palace approval.
Harry doesn't know what it's like on the outside, and one of the things that will probably disappoint him, he spent 10 years in the army, is losing his military connection. And I think the biggest disappointment of lot will be for Prince Philip, having been Captain General of the Royal Marines for 50 years, handing it over to the very man he thought would be perfect and ideal as Captain General of the Royal Marines, Prince Harry, who's now walked away from it, as he's walked away and had to walk away from the rest of his military commitments.
The Queen's been tested many times during her long reign, but once again she's shown her determination to put her duty to protect the crown above all other considerations, even if it means saying no to her beloved grandson. Max Foster, CNN, Buckingham Palace, London.
After this break, Garrett White will be in the studio telling you what weather to expect this week. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, yes. You, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber.
Breathe right into your foot.
Your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Staring contest! You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Colder temperatures this week, starting tonight with temperatures in the 30s. Currently 38 degrees, but with cloud cover and the wind, it feels like 30. As we view the map, a range of temperatures from 30 to 50 degrees as we start in Durant at 39. 35 degrees in Ada and 36 in Tulsa. Miami also 35. Sallisaw the coolest at 33. Now as we cross the center of Oklahoma, OKC is 38 degrees, Elk City and Lawton are 44. Altus is at 49 degrees, Ponca City 39, and the warmest weather is found in Guyman, where it is 56 degrees. For tonight, the temperature dropping just 1 degree down to 37. A southern wind of 9 miles an hour is going to be present, as well as a humidity at 97%. Now, for the weekend, some things to expect: partially cloudy with low chances of rain. Temperatures are going to hover around the mid-50s. For the next 5 days, clouds will persist. Thursday is going to have a high of 54 degrees, low of 32. Friday is going to have the sun, also high of 54, low of 32. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all partially cloudy. Saturday with a high of 56, low of 34. Sunday, a high of 57, low of 35. And Monday, a high in the 60s, 61 degrees, low of 44. Up next, Nick Rogers is in the Entertainment Corner with the latest.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Entertainment Corner. I'm your host Nick Rogers. Starting off, we have the 2020 Grammy Awards. With the 2020 award season largely focused on film and TV, attention is now starting to turn to the music industry with the 62nd annual Grammy Awards. The Grammys are bringing back a number of music industry's most celebrated stars, including 15-time Grammy winner Alicia Keys, who is resuming her hosting duties for the second year in a row. The 62nd Annual Grammy Awards will be held on January 26th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. The show will be broadcasted by CBS starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen or heard of The Witcher's Toss a Coin song that has been a fan favorite for a lot of people, including Elon Musk. Since its debut, the song has proven to be an earworm and fodder for many covers and internet memes. Nearly a month later, the streaming service has finally responded to the calls to have the song available for streaming. They've also announced the full soundtrack will release on January 24th. The Witcher is based on a series of books by Andrzej Sapkowski that has been adapted into the popular video games. Reviews for the series were mixed at best upon release. Netflix, however, renewed the series for a second season before the show had even made its debut. Well, this has been your Entertainment Corner. I'm your host, Nick Rogers. Come back next time to check out what's latest in entertainment. Now, we go back to the desk for your sports report.
The women's basketball team was on the road twice this past week, and their first matchup was on Thursday when they took on Texas Tyler. The girls started off hot, scoring 19 points in the first quarter and continued to play well throughout the first half, which ended up giving them a 43-22 point lead going into halftime. The Lady Eagles finished out the second half strong with a 68-53 point victory over the Patriots. By the conclusion of the game, the Lady Eagles had 4 players in double-digit points, and Katie Mayo would finish with a double-double. Following their victory, the girls would go on to play the 4th best team in the country, Texas A&M Commerce, on Saturday. In the first quarter, Texas A&M Commerce came out swinging, jumping to a 29-12 point lead. After the first quarter, Our Lady Eagles were able to fight back and go seemingly toe-to-toe until the fourth quarter, where they were outscored 16-27. They fell to A&M Commerce with a 64-91 loss. The top scorer for Oklahoma Christian was Madison Coyer with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. The Lady Eagles are 5-10 on the regular season and 5-6 in conference play. As for the men's basketball team, they would also be on the road twice this past week, and their first matchup was against Texas Tyler. In the first half, the Eagles would go back and forth with the Patriots and trail by just 3 going into halftime. Then in the second half, the Patriots would control the rest of the game by increasing their lead to as high as 13 points and going on to hold off the Eagles 59-50. The top scorer for the Eagles was Aubrey Johnson, who had 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And right behind him was Dadrian Palmer Jr., who had 14 points and 3 rebounds. Oklahoma Christian would then take on Texas A&M Commerce on Saturday. Oklahoma Christian was able to hang around throughout the game, but unable to reel in the win as Texas A&M Commerce went up by 9 early in the second half. After going up by 9, OC would only be able to cut the lead down to 1 point before giving up a 6-point run to end the game with a final score of 69-82. OC would have 4 players in double digits in points, with Aubrey Johnson leading the way with 24 points. Both the guys and the girls will be in action this week, as they both will play here at home tomorrow against Midwestern State University. Girls opening tip-off is set for 5:30 p.m. and the guys opening tip-off is set for 7:30 p.m. They both will then play again on Saturday when they take on Cameron University. Girls tip-off is set for 2 p.m. and the guys tip-off is set for 4 p.m. Hope to see you there.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia! Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left!
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it just so happens that the eyes of one special rescue dog are making people see beauty in a whole new way. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
An abandoned Siberian husky with unique eyes has been adopted after rising to internet fame. Jubilee has an eyelid deformity that makes her, well, always look surprised. She was surrendered to Husky House, a non-profit animal shelter in New Jersey, after her breeder told the shelter she couldn't be sold because she was too, quote, weird looking. Well, Jubilee found plenty of fans online. A Facebook post led to over 150 adoptive applicants. Husky House says she's now found a forever home and thanked Jubilee's many supporters, saying, quote, we're so happy to see that everyone feels she's as wonderful as we always knew she was. Canadian Lola Parsons woke up to a chilly surprise. Her car was full of snow.
I was wondering why there was no snow around my car. Well, it's because I left the window open and all the snow was in the car. So,
residents all across Newfoundland are digging out of a historic snowfall. A record-breaking 30 inches was recently dumped on the province. As for Parsons' snowy situation, she just laughed it off. Finally, watch this 9-year-old create a mosaic mural of wrestler John Cena using Rubik's Cubes. Benjamin Russo, who has dyslexia, shared the video of his project on YouTube. Russo received tons of support, including from his muse, John Cena, who tweeted that he admired the young artist and his work. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Your viewership is so important to us, so thank you for watching Eagle Angle, where it's your campus,
your news.